So in today's video, we'll be giving you a few truths about Hardcore Pawn that you may not have known. But before we get into the truths, let's give you a little bit of history. So back in 2010, a new reality television series called Hardcore Pawn premiered, and the show revolves around the day-to-day operations of American Jewelry and Loan, and it's run by the controversial Gold family in Detroit, Michigan. Now, American Jewelry and Loan is owned by Les Gold, who was a 68-year-old man, and he also was a son of a pawnbroker who once owned the pawn shop called Sam's Gold that was also located in Detroit. Now, even though the business has been in the same location since 1993, Les got into the business much earlier when he opened up the pawn shop dating back to 1978 in Oak Park on 8 Mile Road. Now, in everyday business, Les is accompanied by his only son, Seth. Now, even though Seth pursued family medicine back in the day, eventually he joined the family business at American Jewelry and Loan, where he now serves as his father's business partner as well as the shop's general manager, while also taking care of marketing for the shop. Now, Les Gold's daughter, Ashley, serves as a co-manager. She returned to the shop after maternity leave once the show debuted, but Ashley eventually left the show after years of being one of the central characters because she was tired of all the drama and the attention. Plus, her civil rivalry with Seth was a common element of many episodes. Now, everything you just heard were some facts, but not all the facts. So in today's video, we're going to give you a few more facts about Hardcore Pawn that you may not have known. But before we get into it, make sure you like the video and subscribe to our channel, as it helps the channel out tremendously. Now, if a lot of those things I just said sounded real familiar, it's definitely for a reason. Now, ever since Pawn Stars aired and turned out to be a gold mine, many copycat shows started in the same order and started to piggyback off of Pawn Stars' success and try to cash in on popularity. Now, even though critics called Hardcore Pawn a blatant ripoff of Pawn Stars, it is certainly the most successful one. In contrast to the Pawn Stars that focuses on historical or pop culture items being sold, Hardcore Pawn is more about the weird controversial items such as a weird gynecologist table and the drama that includes flashes between Seth and Ashley, along with Les's constant search to make profits and low-tempered customers. However, that doesn't mean that there weren't any feud of the cast between the two shows. When asked if the show had any relationship with Pawn Stars by a radio host, Les stated that he tried to visit them while he was in Las Vegas, but he was stopped. Apparently, he called the members of Pawn Stars to let them know that he was coming, but Pawn Stars never waited for them. He actually proceeded to take a shot at the Pawn Stars, saying that they were scared of him because they are better and more fit for the job than the cast members of Pawn Stars were. Now, probably like many other pawn shops out there, Hardcore Pawn was also unknowingly involved in trading with stolen artwork. When customers Tony and Dina came to the shop, they were looking to sell artwork for over $1 million. Now, Les was definitely interested in the fabulous artwork, but wanted to make sure that it was authenticated first before actually buying it. He was ready to close the deal, but luckily the real owner of the artwork called and reached out to Les Gold and explained the situation. And it turns out Tony and Dina tried to sell the artwork behind the original owner's back, claiming that Les was a family friend and would certainly get them a good deal on the art. But of course, this was totally not true because they had never met Les Gold before actually showing up to American Jewelry and Loan. Now, on top of that, they went to tell the original owner that they got way less money for the artwork than what they actually did in hopes of pocketing the difference. Luckily for everyone else except for Dina and Tony, everything ended on a positive note. Now, if you're an NFL football fan, during the NFL playoffs, you may have remembered the scandal back in 2014-2015 called Deflategate. And Deflategate came to life with the controversy revolved around the New England Patriots deflating the football in a game against the Indianapolis Colts, which will obviously give them an advantage, and an illegal advantage over the Colts as well. For his involvement in the scandal though, Patriots quarterback Tom Brady ended up being suspended for 4 games, while the team had to pay a fine of $1 million. And naturally, Seth Gold, the general manager of American Jewelry and Loan, who was also a fan of Tom Brady, wanted to draw some publicity and eventually capitalize off of the scandal. He initially stated that he was willing to pay up to $20,000 for one of the inflated balls, but eventually changed his mind and his story, stating that he didn't think the NFL would be selling the balls in the first place. And that's all we got for today's video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.